Kažem vam, kada imaš loš dan
and you start thinking that all the odds are against you.
I počneš razmišljati kao da je sve protiv tebe.
You start thinking that things just aren't going good for you.
I misliš kako stvari ne idu dobro za tebe.
Start counting your blessings.
Počni brojati svoje blagoslove.
Do you know the average person in East Africa right now?
Znate li da prosječna osoba u Istočnoj Africi sada
will only eat one meal a day?
Će jesti samo jedan obrok na dan.
I think we've all ate at least 2 meals already today.
Mislim da smo svi mi danas pojeli barem 2 obroka
There
već.
again, count your blessings.
Još jedanput pobroji svoje blagoslove.
You know, our organization started out with one orphanage.
Naša organizacija je počela sa jednim sirotištem.
That's the orphanage that you've seen in the movie Machine Gun Preacher.
Ono sirotište koje ste vidjeli u filmu Naoružani propovijednik.
Now, like I said earlier, there's a lot of things in that movie that's not true.
I kao što sam ranije rekao, ima puno stvari u tom filmu koje nisu istina.
See, Hollywood showed that the rebels came in and burnt the orphanage to the ground.
Vidite, Hollywood je prikazao da su pobunjenici došli i spalili to sirotište do temelja.
Not true.
To nije istina.
See, the rebels came and they attacked the orphanage 3 times over the years.
Vidite, ti pobunjenici su došli i 3 puta kroz godine napali to sirotište.
But they could never make it through a bamboo fence.
Ali nikada nisu mogli proći kroz tu ogradu od bambusa.
Why?
Zašto?
It's called the power of God.
To se zove Božja sila.
You know, a lot of times people see the movie and they say, oh, that preacher, he's like Rambo.
I puno puta ljudi vide taj film i kažu, o, taj propovjednik, on je kao Rambo.
I am not Rambo.
Ja nisam Rambo.
But guess what?
Ali pogodite što?
I know Rambo.
Znam jednoga.
And Rambo in my life is Jesus Christ.
I Rambo u mom životu je Isus.
You know, there's story after story.
Znate, postoji priča za pričom.
Especially in my first book.
Pogotovo u mojoj prvoj knjizi.
Stories about miracles that God has done.
Priča o čudesima koje je Bog učinio.
You know, one time there was a village in northern Uganda.
Bilo je selo u sjevernoj Ugandi.
And the rebels was attacking this village.
I pobunjenici su napadali to selo.
And I come up to the border with me and 5 soldiers and 2 trucks.
I ja sam došao na granicu, ja, 5 vojnika i 2 kamiona.
And the border said you can't go no further.
I na granici su rekli ne možete dalje.
The rebels are out front attacking a village.
Pobunjenici su tamo naprijed i napadaju selo.
There's over 200 rebels. You got to wait here till the military gets here.
Ima preko 200 pobunjenika i morate čekati ovdje dok vojska ne dođe.
I said you got to be kidding me. We are military.
I ja sam rekao, pa šališ se, pa mi smo vojska.
We got guns. Show them your guns, guys.
Mi imamo oružje, pokažite im svoje oružje.
They said you got to wait here.
I oni su rekli morate čekati
I
ovdje.
said we're going.
I ja sam rekao
You
idemo.
know, sometimes
Nekada
we have to run to our battle.
moramo trčati u svoju bitku.
Sometimes we got to run to that front line.
Nekada moramo trčati na tu prvu crtu.
And you know, did you ever hear that song? There's a song out there that's called This is Stupid, This is Stupid, This is Stupid.
Jeste li čuli pjesmu? Postoji pjesma koja ide ovo je glupo, ovo je glupo, ovo je glupo.
I wrote that song that day.
Ja sam tu pjesmu tog dana napisala.
I started driving down the road.
Počeo sam voziti po cesti.
2 trucks.
2 kamiona.
5 soldiers.
5 vojnika.
And I started driving and I'm singing, this is stupid, God, this is stupid.
I počeo sam voziti i pjevao sam, ovo je glupo, Bože, ovo je glupo.
Well, before we got started, God said, put Peter on the roof of your truck with a 30 cal machine gun.
I prije nego što sam počeo, Bog mi je rekao, stavi Petra gore na krov sa mitraljezom.
Put Thomas on the roof of the other truck with a 30 cal machine gun.
A drugoga stavi na krov drugog kamiona sa drugim mitraljezom.
So we started driving down this road.
I počeli smo se voziti po toj cesti.
And God is saying, drive faster, drive faster.
I Bog nam je govorio, vozi brže, vozi brže.
And I mean, we're driving down this dirt road, we're hitting bumps and we're going airborne.
I mi smo vozili po toj prašnjevoj cesti i udarali smo o kvrge i letili u zrak.
I mean, the truck is flying in the air.
I kamion je letio u zrak.
And all of a sudden, we come around the corner and you can see all the fighting going on in the town.
I odjednom smo došli iza ugla i mogli smo vidjeti svu borbu koja se događala u
Buildings
selu.
burning, people
Zgrade su
screaming,
gorile, ljudi su
fighting
vrištali
going on.
i borili su se.
And God said, tell Peter to start shooting his gun.
I Bog je rekao, reci Peteru da počne pucati iz svog mitraljeza.
You know why we don't have miracles in our life?
Znate zašto nemamo čuda u svojim životima?
Because most of the time we don't hear God when he is speaking.
Jer većinu puta mi ne čujemo Boga kad nam govori.
We should always have the ear open.
Uvijek trebamo imati uši otvorene.
So I hollered up to Peter, Peter, start shooting your gun!
I rekao sam mu, Peter, počni pucati.
Peter started shooting his gun. Boom, 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 boom.
I on je počeo pucati.
And I looked in my rear view mirror.
I ja sam pogledao u svoj retrovizor.
And then I looked in front of me.
I pogledao sam ispred sebe.
The enemy was running.
Neprijatelj je bježao.
Hundreds of them.
Stotine njih.
Running, fleeing away.
Bježali su, odlazili.
And I looked back in my rear view mirror.
I opet sam pogledao u svoj retrovizor.
And all I could see was a cloud of dust.
I sve što sam mogao vidjeti je bio oblak prašine.
See, that day when God said, drive faster, drive faster, drive faster.
Vidite, toga dana kad je Bog rekao vozi brže, vozi brže.
It created a cloud of dust behind us.
To je stvorilo oblak prašine iza nas.
When the enemy heard that gun, boom, 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 boom.
I kad je neprijatelj čuo kako to mitraljez puca,
They looked up and they thought an army was coming down the road.
oni su pogledali i mislili su da vojska
And it
dolazi.
was not an army.
Ali to nije bila
It was
vojska.
2 trucks
To su bilo 2
and
kamiona
5 men.
i 5 ljudi.
See, those are the miracles that happened to me in East Africa.
Vidite, takva čudesa se događaju meni u Istočnoj
Not
Africi.
like the movie.
Ne kao na filmu.
Now, I said earlier that I was going to give you an opportunity to ask me some questions.
Rekao sam ranije da ću vam dati priliku da me pitate neka pitanja.
Now, I'm going to let you ask me any question you would like to ask. We're only going to do a few.
Pustit ću vas da me pitate što god želite, imat ćemo samo nekoliko pitanja.
It can be about the movie Machine Gun Preacher.
Može biti vezano uz film Naoružani propovjednik.
It can be about my personal life.
Može biti vezano uz moj osobni život.
It can be about the work in Africa.
Može biti vezano uz rad u Africi.
No question will upset me or offend me.
Nijedno pitanje me neće uzrujati ili uvrijediti.
Any question you'd like to ask.
Što god me želite
Now,
pitati.
I'm going to ask you just put your hand up.
I sada ću vas
And
tražiti samo podignete ruku.
you can ask the question in your language
I možete
as loud as you can.
Pitati pitanje na svom jeziku glasno koliko god
And
možete.
then she'll interpret it to me. Go ahead.
Da li je ubio čoveka kao hrišćanin u Africi dok je bio tamo?
You know, I've been on CNN.
Bio sam na CNN-u.
I've been on BBC.
Bio sam na BBC-u.
I've been on Al Jazeera.
Bio sam na Al Jazeeri.
I've been in every magazine across the world.
Bio sam u svakom časopisu diljem svijeta.
And that's usually one of the first questions I get asked.
I to je obično jedno od prvih pitanja koje me pitaju.
And I've never answered that question.
I nikad nisam odgovorio
But I
na
want
to
to tell you
pitanje.
why.
Ali želim vam reći zašto.
Violence does not glorify Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Nasilje ne proslavlja Isusa Krista.
Amen.
Violence don't glorify Jesus Christ.
Nasilje ne proslavlja Isusa Krista.
So when I brag about something,
I kada se ja hvalim s
when I
nečim,
tell people about something,
kada govorim ljudima o nečemu,
I want to tell you things that's going to motivate you.
želim vam reći stvari
It's
koje
gonna
će vas
inspire
motivirati,
you.
koje će vas nadahnuti.
I don't ever talk about violence.
Nikada ne govorim o
But I
nasilju.
can tell you this much.
Ali mogu vam reći ovoliko.
Without the power of God,
Bez Božje sile
I would not be alive.
ja ne bi bio živ.
You got to remember,
Morate se sjetiti.
God made warriors in the Old Testament,
Bog je podizao ratnike u Starom Zavjetu
and He made real men in the New Testament.
i podizao je stvarne ljude u Novom Zavjetu.
And He can do the same thing today.
I to isto može raditi i danas.
But I can guarantee you one thing.
Ali mogu vam jamčiti jednu stvar.
I can look out here and I can see that there is some men and probably some women
Mogu pogledati ovdje i vidjeti da postoje neki muškarci i žene
that's been in war in their own country.
koji su bili u ratu u svojoj vlastitoj zemlji.
And you had to take a stand.
I morali ste se zauzeti.
And maybe you're here and you might be thinking, did I do the right thing?
I možda ste ovdje i pitate se, jesam li napravio ispravnu stvar?
All I can tell you is look outside.
I sve što ti mogu reći je pogledaj van.
You've done the right thing.
Napravio si ispravnu stvar.
Whenever you fight for what's right,
Kada god se boriš za ono što je pravo,
whenever you fight for someone else's life,
kada god se boriš za nečiji tuđi život,
it's the right thing.
to je ispravna stvar.
Sometimes
Nekada,
the easy way out
lak način van
is to literally fight physical.
je da se boriš fizički.
The hard way is to get on your knees and pray.
Težak način, on je teži, je da staneš na koljena i počneš moliti.
That's harder than picking up a gun.
To je puno teže nego uzeti oružje.
All right, somebody else, another question. Here we go.
Još jedno pitanje.
Rekao si da si bio u krizi i da nisi mogao čuti Božji glas. Šta je promijenilo tu situaciju i kako si ostao blizu Božjeg glasa?
You know, hearing God is the biggest part to what we call prosperity.
Znate, čuti Boga je najveći dio onoga što mi zovemo prosperitet.
Now, a lot of ministers in the United States,
mnogi službenici u Americi,
they have ruined the word prosperity.
Oni su uništili riječ prosperitet.
Because they start preaching it and then it turns into them.
Jer su je počeli propovijedati i onda se ona pretvorila u njih.
But I want to tell you there is no way possible
Ali želim vam reći, ne postoji
without
mogućnost
hearing the word of God
da bez da čuješ Božju riječ,
that we can prosper as a Christian.
da možeš napredovati kao kršćanin.
I want to tell you a quick story.
Ispričat ću vam kratku priču.
In northern Uganda,
U sjevernoj Ugandi,
God sent a man from the government to speak to me.
Bog je poslao čovjeka iz vlade da razgovara sa mnom.
And this man said a number of years, we have a Ugandan here, so I might even mention some names of cities.
Imamo jednu Uganđanku ovdje, tako da ću možda spomenuti neka imena gradova.
But this man said to me, they're putting in a new highway.
A taj čovjek mi je rekao da grade novu autocestu.
It's going to connect Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, South Sudan. It's going to connect everyone together.
Spajat će Ruandu, Ugandu, Kongo i Južni Sudan.
And he said, Sam, he says, you need to build a fuel station, supermarket, or a truck stop in this area.
I rekao je, Sam, ti trebaš izgraditi benzinske ili nekakva stajališta na tom području.
See, sometimes God will send someone to us to tell us something.
Vidite, nekada će Bog poslati nekoga da nam kaže nešto.
That's when you really need to keep listening for God.
Tada trebate nastaviti slušati
So
od Boga.
we started looking for land on this highway.
I mi smo počeli tražiti zemlju na toj
Packwatch
autocesti.
Road. Do you know Packwatch Road? Packwatch Road going to the game park in northern Uganda.
Cesta koja ide na neko igralište.
So we found 2 acres of ground right away.
Našli smo 2 hektara zemlje.
And I went on that land and I started talking to the owners.
Otišao sam na tu zemlju i počeo razgovarati sa vlasnicima.
And I was almost ready to say, I'll take it.
I bio sam gotovo spreman reći uzimam.
And all of a sudden I heard a very soft voice.
I odjedanput sam čuo onaj tihi glas.
And that soft voice said,
I taj tihi glas je rekao,
it's not big enough.
nije dovoljno velika.
So I told the guy, I said, look, I'm sorry, I appreciate you, but I can't buy it.
I rekao sam čovjeku, žao mi je, cijenim vas, ali ne mogu to kupiti.
So we started looking for more land.
I počeli smo tražiti još zemlje.
I found almost 5 acres of ground.
Našao sam gotovo 5 hektara zemlje.
Started to buy it.
I počeo sam kupovati.
Started to sign the papers.
I potpisivati ugovor.
But I started listening to God.
Ali onda sam slušao Boga.
God said again, it's not big enough.
I Bog je ponovno rekao, nije dovoljno velika.
See, I believe that God speaks to us 3 ways.
Vjerujem da nam Bog govori na 3 načina.
He speaks to us as the Father,
Govori nam kao otac.
which is usually a very loud voice.
To je obično jako glasan glas.
And he'll speak to us as the Son,
I govorit će nam kao sin.
which is usually a very soft voice.
Što je obično vrlo nježan i tih glas.
And then he'll speak to us through the Holy Spirit,
I onda će nam govoriti kroz Duha
which is
Svetoga.
usually something that enters here.
Što je obično nešto što ulazi ovdje.
First, the Holy Spirit will begin to speak to us.
Prvo će Duh Sveti početi govoriti nama.
But then the Son begins to speak.
A onda sin.
Most of the time we don't hear him.
Većinu puta mi ga ne čujemo.
Because we can't shut up long enough to hear his voice.
Zato što ne možemo dovoljno dugo šutjeti da bi čuli njegov glas.
But that day I heard him say it's not big enough.
Ali tog dana ja sam ga čuo da govori nije dovoljno
So
veliko.
finally, over a year later,
I godinu dana kasnije
we found the land, 10 acres.
pronašli smo zemlje 10 hektara
2 acres next to us.
I još 2 pored.
So 12 acres of ground.
Znači sve ukupno 12.
When I walked the land over,
I kada sam prošao zemljom,
God said, this is it.
Bog mi je rekao, to je to.
So you know, a lot of times when that happens,
I puno puta kada se to dogodi,
we just start work.
mi počnemo raditi.
We just start working. Oh, God talked to me. Now we're going to do the work.
I kažemo, Bože, ok, sad mi govori, ajde idemo raditi taj posao.
That's only a beginning.
A to je tek početak.
See, I got out and I started walking on the land.
Ja sam počeo prolaziti i šetati po toj zemlji.
And I said, God, I'm not making another move till I hear your voice.
I rekao sam, Bože, ne želim napraviti više ni jedan korak dok ne čujem tvoj glas.
And all of a sudden I heard him.
I odjednom sam ga čuo.
And he said, go to the farm, get the tractor and come back and mow everything down.
I rekao je, odi na farmu, dovedi traktore i onda preorite tu zemlju.
Cut all the trees down, all the brush, all the grass, cut it all down.
Posjecite svo drveće i svo grmlje.
So that's what I did.
I to je ono što sam učinio.
12 acres of ground, just mowed down, looking beautiful.
12 hektara zemlje preoranih izgledali su prekrasno.
See, for most people, time to start building.
Za većinu ljudi to bi bilo vrijeme da počnemo graditi.
I needed to hear from God a little more.
Ali ja sam htio čuti od Boga još malo.
So I started walking the land over.
I onda sam počeo prolaziti po zemlji.
And finally God said, I want this building here.
I Bog mi je rekao, želim ovu zgradu ovdje.
I want this building here.
A ovu zgradu ovdje.
I want this building here.
A želim ovu zgradu tu.
I want the well here.
A bunar ovdje.
This building here.
A ovu zgradu tu.
This building here.
Ovu zgradu tu.
So, you know, what's the most important thing that God just spoke to me?
I što je najvažnije od onoga što mi je Bog govorio sada?
The well.
Bunar.
So I went back to the area. God said in this area he wanted the well.
I Bog mi je rekao, otišao sam natrag tamo gdje mi je Bog rekao, na ovom području želim bunar.
I'm a little bit crazy, okay?
Ja sam malo lud, u redu.
I called one of the workers. I said, bring me a big hammer and a big metal stake.
Ja sam pozvao jednog od radnika i rekao sam, donesi mi čekić i donesi mi dugačku metalnu šipku.
So I took that metal stake and I'm walking around and saying, God, I need to hear from you again.
I uzeo sam ju i hodao sa njom i rekao, Bože, trebam te ponovno čuti.
God, I need to hear exactly where you want this well.
Trebam čuti od tebe jasno, točno gdje
Finally,
želiš da
he
bude taj
said,
bunar.
right there.
I on je rekao, evo tu.
So I drove this stake in the ground.
I onda sam zabio to u zemlju.
2 days later, here comes a water surveyor.
2 dana poslije dolazi voda.
This guy tells you where there's water.
Dolazi onaj koji nalazi vodu i on vam kaže gdje se voda
He
nalazi.
brings a big computer out of his van.
Donosi veliko računalo iz svog kombija.
He brings all these maps out.
I sve te karte.
I just walked away from him. You do your thing, buddy. I already heard from God.
Otišao od njega i rekao sam, ti radi šta trebaš, ja sam već čuo od Boga.
And the guy comes walking over to me and he says, we got big problems.
I čovjek mi je došao i rekao, imamo velike probleme.
And I heard that all my life.
I rekao sam, to slušam cijeli
He
svijet.
said, no, we got big problems.
Ne, imamo velike probleme.
There's only 40% chance we're going to hit water.
Postoji samo 40% vjerojatnosti da ćemo naći vodu.
And it's in the lower right-hand corner.
I to je u donjem desnom uglu.
So I grabbed him by the hand.
Ja sam ga primio za ruku.
I said, come on over here.
I rekao sam mu, dođi ovdje.
I said, you see that stake right there?
Vidiš ovaj tu štap ovdje?
God said he wants the water or well there.
Bog mi je rekao da želi bunar ovdje.
Guy starts laughing.
On mi se počeo smijati.
There ain't no water there.
Nema vode tu.
There's a rock ledge running through here. There's no water there.
Unutra je stijena koja prolazi ovdje, nema vode tu.
Did you hear what I just said?
Jesi li čuo što sam rekao?
God said the well's to be there.
Bog je rekao da bunar treba biti tu.
So the guy looks me in the face.
I taj čovjek me pogleda u lice.
He said, let me tell you something.
I rekao mi da ti kažem
If
nešto.
we drill what they call a dummy well,
Da mi izbušimo ono što se zove
that
bunar
means
za
we
budale.
get no water.
To znači da nećemo naći vode.
That means you're the dummy
To znači da si ti
and you have
budala
to pay double.
i da trebaš platiti duplo.
Did you hear what I said?
Jesi li čuo što sam rekao?
God said the well's to be there.
Bog je rekao da će bunar biti tu.
So they start drilling this well.
I oni su počeli bušiti.
They drilled about 6 foot deep and hit solid rock.
Probušili su određenu dubinu i pogodili stijenu.
So they changed the bit.
I onda su malo
Put a
promijenili,
big rock bit on this thing.
stavili su veliki kameni dio na tu
So
bušilicu.
they drilled about 20 meters down in the ground.
I onda su bušili 20 metara dolje u zemlju.
Solid rock.
I opet udarili u stijenu.
The guy comes over to me.
I čovjek je došao i rekao mi.
And he said, Sam, listen, I know who you are now.
I rekao mi je, Sam, slušaj, znam tko si ti.
You help orphans, you do a lot of work here in Uganda.
Ti pomažeš siročadi i radiš puno stvari ovdje u
We're not
Ugandi.
going to hit water there.
Ali ovdje nećemo naći vodu.
Let us go down to the lower right-hand corner.
Pusti nas da idemo tamo u onaj donji desni kraj.
Let us drill there.
I da tamo bušimo.
See, most of the time,
Vidite, većinu vremena
you get right to your blessing.
dobijete pravo na svoj blagoslov.
And somebody detours you away.
I netko vas skrene sa puta.
But I said, listen.
I rekao sam, slušaj.
God said the wells to be there.
Bog je rekao da bunar treba biti ovdje.
But I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ali ja ti neću lagati.
I started to doubt God.
Počeo sam sumnjati u Boga.
So I started walking around the land.
I onda sam hodao opet po zemlji.
I walked down in that lower right-hand corner.
I išao sam u taj donji desni kut.
And I said, God.
I rekao, Bože.
Hey, God, you busy?
Jesi li zauzet?
God, I gotta talk to you.
Moram razgovarati s tobom.
God, this is emergency.
Ovo je hitan slučaj.
God, I need to know now.
Trebam znat sad.
Should I drill down here in this lower right-hand corner?
Da li da ovdje tražim vodu i pušim u ovom donjem desnom kutu?
And all of a sudden I heard him.
I odjednom sam ga čuo.
And he said, why? You want 2 wells?
Zašto? Želiš 2 bunara?
See, when God speaks something,
znate, kad Bog nešto govori,
it's the right thing.
Onda je to prava stvar.
So I come back and I told the people, I said, just keep drilling.
I ja sam se vratio i rekao ljudima, samo nastavite bušiti.
Did you ever say something really stupid before and then you say, why did I just say that?
Jeste ikad rekli nešto glupo, a onda pomislili, joj, zašto sam to sad
Why
rekao?
did I just say that?
Zašto sam to sad rekao?
The guy comes over and they're way over 200 feet in the ground.
I čovjek mi je došao i rekao da su oni duboko u zemlji.
And the guy says, there's no way we're going to hit water, Sam.
I rekao je, nema šanse da mi dođemo do vode.
And I looked at him, I said, 239 feet, God said we'll hit water.
I ja sam mu rekao točnu dubinu na kojoj je Bog rekao da ćemo naći vodu.
Then I said, God, that was stupid. Why did I just say that?
I ja sam rekao, Bože, ovo je glupo, zašto sam ja to
Why
rekao?
did I say that?
Zašto sam to rekao?
So I get in my car, I go uptown for lunch.
I otišao sam u grad na ručak.
No McDonald's.
Nije bilo McDonald'sa.
I go into the bush and I get a plate of beans, all right?
Otišao sam tamo i dobio
Posha. I bet you ain't ate posha in a while, have you? When was the last time you ate posha? They have posha here. You can make it, okay. So anyways, I go in, I get some beans and posha.
I ja sam otišao i dobio sam tamo grašak i...
And I come back in about 2 hours. It's like cornmeal.
Ok, nešto kao kaša nekakva.
Just say bread.
Ok.
So I come back in about 2 hours.
I vratio sam se za 2 sata.
If I would have knew I was going to tell the story, I would have had Kevin put it on the video what happened.
I da sam znao da ću pričati tu priču, tražio bi Kevina da stavi
I
snimku
come
toga.
pulling inside.
Došao sam unutra.
And there's water squirting up everywhere out of the ground.
I voda je izlazila i štrcala posvuda iz zemlje.
And this little Indian guy comes running over to me.
I jedan mali Indijanac je došao.
And he says, it's a miracle.
I rekao je, to je čudo.
It's a miracle.
To je čudo.
You ain't gonna believe this.
Nećeš vjerovati.
I said, what?
Ja sam rekao, što?
What are you talking about?
O čemu govoriš?
He said, we had water.
Rekao, imamo vodu.
I said, no.
Ja sam rekao, ne.
He said, yeah, we had water.
Jesmo, našli smo vodu.
238 feet.
Točno na onoj dubini koju si rekao.
Without the bit. Without the bottom bit.
Bez donjeg
If you
dijela.
add the bottom bit on, it was 239 feet.
Ako dodate taj donji dio, onda je bilo još dublje.
Why did I tell you that story?
Zašto sam vam ispričao tu priču?
Because I believe that some of you here tonight,
zato što vjerujem da neki od vas večeras
you are standing right before your blessing.
stojite točno ispred svoga
You're
blagoslova.
right there.
Točno ste tamo.
And somebody's trying to tell you, you can't do that.
I netko vam možda pokušava reći, ne možeš to učiniti.
It's not going to work.
Neće uspjeti.
See, when I went into South Sudan 20 some years ago,
Kada sam ja otišao u Južni Sudan prije 20 i nešto godina,
I can't tell you how many people said it's not going to work.
ne mogu vam niti reći koliko ljudi je reklo neće uspjeti.
But we have one of the biggest working orphanages in the war zone.
Ali imamo jedno od najvećih sirotišta u ratnoj zoni.
And it never shut down one day because of the war.
I nikada se niti jednog dana nije zatvorilo zbog rata.
One more question.
Još jedno pitanje.
Wow, we're going to try to do both of you. Go ahead, get one of them.
Mene zanima kada ste se odlučili na taj korak da poslužite reći Gospoda, kako je to utjecalo na vašu porodicu i odnose i dalje? I kako sada to se funkcionira?
That's probably the hardest question you asked tonight.
To je vjerojatno najteže pitanje koje ste večeras pitali.
You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, God hasn't really put a calling on me.
Znate, mnogi ljudi kažu, ali Bog nije zapravo stavio poziv na
The
mene.
Bible says we're all called.
Biblija kaže da smo svi pozvani.
The Bible said few are chosen.
Biblija kaže da je nekoliko izabranih.
Sometimes we're better off just to be in a church.
Ponekad nam je bolje da smo samo u crkvi.
And serving the pastor and the church.
I služimo pastoru u crkvi.
Sometimes we're just better off to just get in somebody else's ministry and serve that ministry.
Nekada nam je bolje da uđemo u nečiju tuđu službu i onda služimo to unutar te službe.
See, everybody wants to think when they start serving God, God's going to give me a ministry. God's going to give me a ministry.
Svako želi razmišljati kada počne služiti Bogu, Bog će meni dati službu.
You better think hard before you ask him for a ministry.
Bolje dobro razmisli prije nego ga tražiš službu.
Because see, when we begin the calling that God
Jer kada
called us into,
započnemo ulaziti u onaj poziv u koji nas je Bog pozvao,
and we get into it for several years,
i kada smo u njemu nekoliko godina,
and then all of a sudden we turn around and we walk away from it,
i onda se odjednom okrenemo i otiđemo od njega,
that's why I tell you you're better off to get in a church and serve that church, serve that pastor, and serve that ministry.
Zbog toga vam kažem da je bolje da si onda u nekoj crkvi i služiš tom pastoru ili toj službi.
See, a lot of money hit my hands.
Puno novaca je prošlo kroz moje ruke.
A lot of money hit my hands.
Puno novaca je prošlo kroz moje ruke.
Over 12 years, 13 years,
Preko 12-13 godina.
about 30 million US dollars.
Preko 30 milijuna američkih dolara.
See, family members,
Članovi obitelji,
and I'm not going to get deep into the story,
i neću sad ulaziti duboko u
because I
priču,
don't want to talk bad.
jer ne želim govoriti loše stvari.
But family members said, Sam, why don't you just take a little bit of money, $1 million, and put it in the bank?
Neki su mi od obitelji rekli, Sam, zašto ne uzmeš malo novaca, pa recimo $1 milion i ne staviš u banku?
And leave Africa.
I napusti Afriku.
You don't need Africa no more. Africa made you famous.
Ne treba ti Afrika više,
You
Afrika
don't
te
need it
proslavila.
no more.
Ne trebaš ju više.
Just put $1 million in the bank and come home.
Stavi $1 milion u banku i dođi doma.
But I always said,
Ali ja uvijek kažem,
I heard God say go.
ja sam čuo Boga da govori
I
idi.
never heard him say stop.
Ja ga nikad nisam čula da je rekao stani.
You know, by 2021,
Do 2021.
they're getting ready to film part 2, Machine Gun Preacher.
Spremaju se snimiti drugi dio naoružanog propovjednika.
And you know what the big story is about?
I znate o čemu je velika priča?
I never quit.
Ja nikad ne odustajem.
I had every reason to quit.
Nisam odustao.
I had every opportunity
Imao
to quit.
svaki razlog i svaku priliku da
I
odustajem.
had money.
Imao sam novac.
I could have put it first.
Mogao sam to
I
staviti
could
na
have
prvo
put
mjesto.
family first.
Mogao sam staviti obitelj
I
na
could have
prvo
put
mjesto.
everything before God.
Mogao sam staviti sve drugo ispred Boga.
But I didn't.
Ali nisam.
And God just gave me a taste of what He can do.
I Bog mi je dao samo mali okus onoga što On može učiniti.
You know, I don't know if any of you Googled me on the internet.
Ne znam jeste li tražili na internetu.
The internet says I'm the most controversial preacher in the world.
Internet kaže da sam jedan od najkontraverznijih propovjednika na svijetu.
The internet says I'm the most talked about preacher in the world.
I kaže da se o meni najviše govori.
Good stories and bad stories.
Ima dobrih priča i loših priča.
But you know, when we stay steadfast,
Ali znate, kad ostanemo
when we
postojani,
stay determined,
kada ostanemo odlučni
and when we don't quit,
i kada ne odustanemo,
God will bless you.
Bog će nas blagosloviti.
All those years that I suffered and I went without,
Sve te godine u kojima sam trpio i patio,
God allowed me to be awarded the Mother Teresa Award.
Bog mi je dopustio da budem nagrađen odličjem Majke Tereze.
I think everyone here has heard of Mother Teresa.
Mislim da ste svi čuli za nju.
Mother Teresa has an award they give out.
imaju nagradu u njeno ime koju
And
dijele.
that award is for social justice.
I ta nagrada se dodjeljuje
The
za socijalnu
largest
pravdu.
award in the world.
Najveća nagrada u svijetu.
More than 325 million Americans.
Više od 325 milijuna Amerikanaca.
And to this day,
I do današnjeg dana
I am the only American to ever receive that Mother Teresa award.
ja sam jedini Amerikanac koji je primio tu nagradu, priznanje
But
to.
see, when I received that Mother Teresa award,
Ali kada sam primio to priznanje,
I couldn't receive it for the work that I have done.
nisam to mogao primiti za ono djelo koje sam
See,
učinio.
let me tell you something about Americans.
Da vam kažem nešto o
Like I
Amerikancima.
said, if you're not American, you can't talk about us.
Kao što sam rekao, ako nisi Amerikanac, ne možeš pričati o nama.
But I'm American, don't worry, I'll talk about us.
Ali ja sam Amerikanac, tako da ne brini, ja ću pričati o
See, in
nama.
America, as soon as we get recognized for doing something good,
U Americi čim nas prepoznaju da radimo nešto
we put
dobro,
our shoulders up
mi podignemo ovako svoja ramena
and we start this attitude, look at what I have done.
i imamo taj stav, pogledaj šta sam ja
Look
napravio,
what I have done.
pogledaj šta sam ja učinio.
And then we never do nothing
I
else.
onda nikada više ne napravimo ništa.
When I accepted that award,
Kad sam ja prihvatio to priznanje
I said, I will not accept this award for what I have done.
i rekao sam neću prihvatiti to priznanje, tu
I
nagradu
will
za ono što sam
only-
učinio,
I will only accept it for what I'm about to do.
nego ću ju prihvatiti za ono što ću tek učiniti.
Last question right there.
Posljednje pitanje.
Za svo vreme pošto radi
Može malo glasnije.
za svo vreme radi sa djecom i siročadi, da li se neko dete posebno izdvojilo sa kojim se on povezao i zbog čega?
A little louder. You know, I can honestly tell you that all of my children,
Sva moja djeca, mogu vam iskreno reći,
I feel I have a special connection with all of them.
ja se osjećam kao da imam posebnu vezu sa svima njima.
Americans all the time, they want to adopt my children.
Amerikanci cijelo vrijeme žele posvojiti
I
moju
won't
djecu.
adopt any of my children now
Ja ih ne dam na
because I
posvajanje.
feel that I'd be giving up on them.
Zato što se osjećam kao da bi onda odustao.
I give them everything they need from food,
Dam im sve što im treba od hrane,
education,
obrazovanja
and a safe place to live,
i sigurno mjesto za život.
but I won't adopt my children out.
Ali neću ih dati na
And
posvajanje.
I love them all.
I volim ih sve.
Something that happened to me years ago.
I nešto što mi se dogodilo prije mnogo godina,
I don't see color anymore.
ja više ne vidim boju.
I don't see white, black, yellow,
Ja ne vidim da li je neko crn,
brown,
bijel,
caramel,
žut,
whatever.
smeđi.
I don't see color.
Ne vidim te boje.
I see lives.
Ja vidim živote.
And that's where I want to stay, just seeing lives.
I želim ostati na tom mjestu tako da vidim samo
You know,
živote.
I got a very quick message and I want to share it with you really quick.
Imam jednu kratku poruku koju bih htio podijeliti s vama.
But I believe some of you need to hear this story.
I vjerujem da neki od vas trebate čuti ovu priču.
You know, to this day I still work in a war zone.
I ovoga dana, današnjeg ja radim u ratnoj
You can
zoni.
get on the internet, on YouTube, you can see me in the front line, uniform, everything on.
I možete me na internetu, na YouTubeu vidjeti na prvoj liniji kako sam u uniformi.
A few years ago, many of you may have heard that South Sudan broke out in a civil war again.
Prije nekoliko godina mnogi ste možda čuli da je u Južnom Sudanu opet izbio civilni rat.
One night they said about 50,000 people was slaughtered one night.
I 15.000 ljudi je bilo zaklano u jednoj noći.
That was in one town alone.
To je bilo samo u jednom gradu.
And let me tell you what happened.
I da vam kažem što se dogodilo.
There was a family living in this town.
Bila je obitelj koja je živjela u tom gradu.
And this little boy was there with his mom and his dad,
I taj mali dječak je bio tamo sa svojom mamom i svojim tatom,
his brother and his sister.
sa bratom i sestrom.
And they were just all sitting there eating their dinner that night.
I spremali su se jest svoju večeru tu
And
večer.
all of a sudden gunfire broke out.
I odjedanput je krenula pucnjava.
All of a sudden their house started getting shot.
I odjedanput su počeli pucati na njihovu kuću.
And the father hollered to the family, "Come on, we gotta go, we gotta go."
I otac je rekao obitelji, ajmo, brzo moramo ići.
And right away the children start grabbing things that might mean something to
I
them.
djeca su počela uzimati stvari koje im možda nešto znače.
The mother started grabbing things.
I majka je počela uzimati stvari.
But the father said, "We don't have time.
Ali
Let's just go now."
otac je rekao, nemamo vremena za to, ajmo sada.
So they all started running down the road.
I svi su počeli trčati niz cestu.
This happened in Juba, South Sudan.
To se dogodilo u Jubi u Južnom Sudanu.
And all of a sudden, somebody started shooting at him.
I netko je počeo pucati na njih.
And the first one to get shot was the mother.
I prvi koji je bio upucan je bila majka.
And this little boy turned around and started to run back to his mom.
I taj mali dječak se okrenuo i
And
počeo
his
trčati
mom's
svojoj
last
majci.
breath was, no, go, keep running.
I mama mu je sa zadnjim dahom govorila, ne, idi, nastavi trčati.
See, many of us here can remember the war that went on here.
Mnogi od nas ovdje se mogu sjetiti rata koji je bio ovdje, na
Some
ovim
of you may
područjima.
have been in that war.
Možda ste bili u tom ratu,
Some of you may have been children in that war.
neki ste možda bili djeca za vrijeme tog rata.
The next thing, one of his brother got shot.
Sljedeći je bio upucan njegov brat,
Then the sister got shot.
zatim sestra.
And then he looked back and the daddy fell to the ground.
I onda se osvrnuo nazad i tato je pao na zemlju.
And the daddy said, son, keep running and don't look back.
I tata je rekao, sine, nastavi trčati i nemoj se osvrtati nazad.
Don't look back.
Nemoj se osvrtati nazad.
See, the problem with us as humans,
Vidite, problem sa nama kao ljudima
sometimes we look back too much.
je taj da se nekada previše osvrćemo.
And this little boy just kept running.
I taj mali dječak je samo
And
nastavio
running.
trčati i trčati.
And finally, late in the night,
I konačno, kasno u noć,
my men found that little boy.
moji ljudi su pronašli tog malog dječaka.
And when they found that little boy, he just had a pair of shorts on
I kad su ga pronašli, on je imao kratke hlače
and he
na
had
sebi
one boot.
i jednu čizmu.
Just one boot.
Samo jednu čizmu.
As he was running, he lost his other boot.
Dok je trčao, izgubio je tu drugu čizmu.
So they brought that little boy and some other children to the orphanage.
I oni su doveli tog malog dječaka i neku drugu djecu u sirotište.
And I was there when they came.
I ja sam bio tamo kad su došli.
And I told them, I said, listen, take the children down, bathe them,
I ja sam im rekao, odvedite tu djecu dolje, okupajte ih,
give them some clothes and give them a good meal.
dajte im odjeću i dajte im da se dobro najedu.
So they took all the children down.
I oni su uzeli svu djecu.
A little bit later, I looked over underneath this tree.
I malo kasnije ja sam pogledao ispod drveta
And underneath this tree
i ispod tog drveta
was that little boy standing
je stajao taj mali dječak
with his shorts on
sa svojim kratkim hlačama
and that one boot.
i tom jednom čizmom.
I started hollering at the staff.
I počeo sam vikati na osobu
I said, get over here now.
i rekao sam im, dođite ovdje odmah.
I told you guys I want all the children to get clothing.
Rekao sam vam da želim da sva
I want
djeca
them
dobiju
all to be
odjeću.
fed.
Želim da svi budu
I want them all to
nahranjeni,
get shoes.
da svi dobiju cipele.
And they said, Sam, we did.
I rekli su, Sam, mi smo to učinili.
What's going on with the little
I
boy?
ja sam pitao, što se događa onda s tim malim dječakom?
They said, we gave him everything.
I oni su rekli, dali smo mu sve.
And he went back
I on se vratio
and he took off those new clothes
i skinuo tu novu odjeću
and he put that pair of old shorts back on.
i stavio te stare kratke hlače na
Then he
sebe.
went and found that boot
I onda je otišao i pronašao tu čizmu
and he put that same boot back on.
i stavio je tu istu čizmu na sebe.
See, some of you walked in here tonight
Vidite, neki od vas ste ušli ovdje večeras
with that old boot on.
sa tom starom čizmom.
Some of you walked in here tonight with that old boot on.
Neki od vas su ušli ovdje sa tom starom čizmom na sebi.
You don't want to let go.
Ne želite pustiti stvari.
You keep looking back.
Nastavili ste se osvrtati.
You don't want to look forward to what God has for you.
Ne želite gledati naprijed prema onome što Bog ima za vas.
Every time you get a chance, you go back to that old boot again.
I svaki put kad imate priliku, vi se vratite po onu staru čizmu.
So they took that little boy,
I oni su uzeli tog malog
cleaned him
dječaka,
all up again,
ponovno ga
gave him
oprali,
new shoes.
dali mu nove cipele.
Next morning, I come out of my house on the orphanage.
Sljedeće jutro ja sam izašao iz svoje kuće kod sirotišta
There's that little boy again.
i opet je tamo bio taj mali dječak
One boot on.
sa jednom čizmom na sebi.
I told the staff, I said, get over here.
Rekao sam osoblju, dođite ovdje.
What's going on with you people?
Što se događa s vama?
What is the matter with you people?
Što se događa s
I
vama,
told you
ljudi?
to take care of that little boy.
Rekao sam vam da želim da se pobrinete za tog dječaka.
They said, Sam,
Rekli su, Sam,
we took that little boy's boot.
uzeli smo čizmu od tog dječaka
We threw it in the garbage.
i bacili ju u smeće
We threw it off the compound.
i odnijeli ju na odlagalište.
But he went back to the garbage.
Ali on je otišao u smeće
And he found that boot.
i našao tu čizmu
He won't let go of it.
i ne želi upustiti.
So finally I realized there's nothing I can do.
I konačno sam shvatio da ne mogu ništa učiniti.
So I left the orphanage.
Otišao sam iz sirotišta.
Went into Uganda.
Otišao u Ugandu.
About 2 months later I come back to the orphanage.
I 2 mjeseca poslije vratio sam se u sirotište.
And I come pulling up at the orphanage in my truck.
I zaustavio sam se kod sirotišta sa svojim kamionom.
And I get out of my truck.
Izašao iz kamiona.
And I look over by the fence.
I pogledao sam kod ograde.
There's that little boy.
I tamo je bio taj mali dječak.
He comes walking over to me.
On je prišao k meni.
He's all dressed up.
I bio je odjeven.
Got a pair of new shoes on.
I imao je nove cipele na sebi.
And I said, man!
I ja sam rekao, čovječe,
What happened to you?
što se dogodilo s tobom?
That little boy looked up to me.
I taj mali dječak me pogledao.
And he said, I finally figured out.
I rekao je, konačno sam shvatio
It was time to start over.
da je vrijeme da počnem iznova.
Why does children just get it?
Zašto djeca jednostavno shvate stvari?
You know, sometimes the older we get, the stupider we get.
Ponekad što smo stariji, to postajemo gluplji.
But children, little children can get it.
Ali mala djeca mogu shvatiti to.
Do you ever wonder why Jesus said,
Jeste li se pitali zašto Isus kaže,
let the little children come to me?
pustite djecu neka dođu k meni?
Do you ever wonder why he said the greatest in the kingdom of God is the little children?
Jeste li se pitali zašto kaže da je najveći u kraljevstvu Božjem poput malog djeteta?
It's because they get it.
To je zbog toga što oni razumiju, shvaćaju stvari.
See, many of you here tonight,
Mnogi od vas ovdje večeras,
it's time to start over.
vrijeme je za vas da počnete iznova.
Many of you here tonight got to take that old boot
Mnogi od vas ovdje večeras morate skinuti tu staru čizmu
and you got to throw it away
i morate ju baciti od sebe
and don't look back.
i ne osvrtati se nazad.
His mother was the first to be shot.
Njegova majka je bila prva ustreljena
She said, go, go,
i rekla je idi,
don't look back.
ne osvrći se.
The father was the last to be shot.
A otac je bio zadnji
And
ustreljen.
he said, go, go, and don't look back.
I rekao je idi i ne osvrći se.
Sometimes it's time to start over.
Ponekad je vrijeme da počnemo iznova.
Jeremiah chapter 18.
Jeremija 18. poglavlje.
The Lord gave another message to Jeremiah.
Bog dade drugu poruku Jeremiji.
He said,
Rekao je,
go down to the potter's shop and I will speak to you there.
idi u lončarevu kuću i tamo ću ti govoriti.
I want to read that again.
Želim ponovno to pročitati.
Go down to the potter's shop and I will speak to you there.
Idi u lončarevu kuću i tamo ću ti govoriti.
So I did as he told me.
I ja sam učinio kako mi je rekao.
And I found a potter working at the wheel.
I našao sam lončara kako radi za kolom.
And see that potter, he was making something.
I taj lončar je izrađivao nešto.
He was making a cup or a pot or he was making something.
Izrađivao je ili šalicu ili zdjelu, nešto je izrađivao.
But the jar he was making did not turn out.
Ali ta posuda koju je izrađivao nije uspjevala.
Might have been kind of leaning to the side or it just wasn't perfect.
Možda se naginjala u stranu ili što god, ali nije bila savršena.
It didn't turn out as he hoped.
Nije ispala onakva kakvom se nadao.
I can't tell you how many times I have to start over.
Ne mogu vam reći koliko puta ja trebam početi iznova.
Even as a Christian.
Čak i kao kršćanin.
You know, sometimes we get upset with one another.
Nekada se uzrujemo jedan na drugoga.
Time to start over.
I vrijeme je da počnemo iznova onda.
Sometimes you do something to upset someone.
Nekada učiniš nešto što uznemiri nekoga.
It's time to say sorry and start over.
I vrijeme je da kažeš oprosti i onda kreneš iznova.
Sometimes everything just gets all messed up. It's not right.
Nekada se sve upropasti i ne bude dobro.
And then we get angry and we turn around and we sit down and we end up doing nothing.
I onda postanemo ljuti i okrenemo se od toga, sjednemo i ne radimo ništa.
That's the time that we need to just start over.
To je vrijeme kada trebamo jednostavno početi iznova.
So he crushed it into a lump of clay again.
I on ju je ponovno zdrobio u komad gline.
And he started over.
I počeo je iznova.
You know, if you're here tonight,
Ako ste ovdje večeras,
is our music people here? Are they here?
može tim za slavljenje.
Let them come on up if they're around. You know, if you're here tonight,
Ako si ovdje večeras,
and I know there's many people here
a znam da vas ima mnogo ovdje,
that is still dealing with things of the past.
koji se još uvijek bavite sa stvarima prošlosti.
See, a country that's been in war,
Vidite, zemlja koja je bila u ratu,
it takes at least 20 years
potrebno je barem 20 godina
just for the right rehabilitation to start.
da bi se dogodila ona prava rehabilitacija.
But then it takes many years
Ali onda je potrebno još mnogo godina
for us to finally come to that point
da konačno dođemo do te točke
that we're going to start over.
u kojoj ćemo početi iznova.
Maybe you're here tonight
Možda si ovdje večeras
and you keep holding on to some kind of hate.
i držiš u sebi neku mržnju.
Did you know when we have hate in our heart?
Znate li da kad imamo mržnju u srcu,
Everyone listen to this.
dobro me slušajte svi,
When we have hate in our heart,
kada imamo mržnju u svom srcu,
God will not even hear our prayer.
Bog neće uopće čuti naše molitve.
So maybe you're here tonight
I možda si ovdje večeras
and maybe you realize
i možda shvatiš,
this is the night
ovo je večer
to start over.
da počnem iznova.
You know, I'm going to ask you in a few minutes
Pitaću vas za nekoliko minuta,
if something touched you here tonight
da li vas je nešto dotaknulo ovdje večeras.
and you know without a shadow of a doubt
I vi znate bez tračka sumnje
that you need to start over.
da trebate početi iznova.
See, sometimes we don't want to.
Vidite, nekada mi to ne želimo.
Sometimes we just get down, I'm not doing it again.
I nekada mislimo, ne želim to ponovno.
But you can make this night different.
Ali možeš učiniti da ova večer bude drugačija.
If you want your mind to be cleansed,
Ako želiš da tvoj um bude očišćen,
if you want your heart to be purified,
ako želiš da tvoje srce bude pročišćeno,
if you want to have full forgiveness,
ako želiš imati puni oprost,
if you want to get rid of all hatred,
ako se želiš riješiti sve mržnje,
if you want to be filled with the greatest gift of all,
ako želiš biti ispunjen sa najvećim darom,
and that gift being love,
a to je dar toga da si voljen,
I want you to stand to your feet now.
želim da ustaneš na svoje noge sad.
If you want to be filled with that gift of love,
Ako želiš biti ispunjen tim darom ljubavi,
see, the Word of God says
vidiš, Božja riječ kaže
the greatest gift of all
da je najveći dar od svih
is love.
ljubav.
You know, the Word says that all the other gifts
Riječ kaže da svi drugi darovi
cannot even be operated
ne mogu
without that gift of love.
funkcionirati bez tog dara.
You know, as you begin to hear the music here,
Sada dok slušate glazbu
have you begin to hear the song they're going to sing?
i slušate pjesmu koju će pjevati,
I want you to begin something.
želim da vi počnete nešto.
I want you to begin to say, God,
Želim da kažete, Bože,
fill me with your love.
ispuni me svojom ljubavlju.
I want you to just begin to say, God, fill me with your love.
Želim da kažete, Bože, ispuni me svojom
Let
ljubavlju.
him touch you tonight
Neka te on dotakne večeras,
like never before.
kao nikada prije.
When you feel that it's your time for God to touch you,
Kada osjetiš da je tvoje vrijeme da te Bog dotakne,
I want you to just begin to lift that hand.
htio bi da podigneš svoju ruku
Just say, God, touch me now.
i kažeš, Bože, dotakni me
God,
sada.
touch me now.
Dotakni me sada.
You know, the hardest thing I had to do many years ago
Znate koja je najteža stvar koju sam morao učiniti prije nekoliko godina?
was to eliminate hate in my heart
Je da uklonim mržnju iz svoga
and have
srca
God fill me with love.
i dopustim da me Bog ispuni
So
ljubavlju.
as they're worshiping,
I dok oni slave,
I want you to begin to speak to God.
želim da vi počnete razgovarati s Bogom
Tell him, God,
i kažete mu, Bože,
fill me with your love.
ispuni me svojom ljubavlju.
Ispred veličanstva tvoj, tvoja tvoja ljubav pripada, jer za me umro si, to je žrtva najveća. Divan si, veličanstven si, tvoja milost pronašla me, praznih ruku ispunila me. Da želiš me, posvećen sam i obnovljen. Shvaćam sad da mi tvoja ljubav pripada, tvoja ljubav, jer za me